Okay, let's go ahead and call the Millcreek Township General Authority meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, it is nice to have everybody here in person for the first time, well, this time ever, I guess, so hopefully it will continue. First order on the agenda is, are there any public comments on any of the agenda items? No. Okay, no comment on any of the agenda items? Okay. Item number 4, approval of minutes from the meeting of March 12th, 2024. Any changes, corrections, questions, issues? If not, I'd like to accept a motion to approve the minutes as is.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as is.
So moved by Ms. Mitchell.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Wardy. Any discussion? If not, we'll vote. Ms. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Wardy?
Yes.
Mr. Roulette?
Yes.
And Ms. Mitchell?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, those minutes are approved. Thank you. Moving on to approval of bills, which are in your packet. Nothing extremely unusual. Any questions on any of the items?
Make a motion to approve the bills?
Motion to approve.
I will
by Ms.
second
Blair.
that.
Second by Ms. Mitchell. Any other questions, any discussion at all on the bills that are being paid? Okay, if not, we'll vote. Ms. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Wardy?
Yes.
Mr. Roulette?
Yes.
Ms. Mitchell?
Yes.
And I vote yes as well. Okay, that motion is approved. Okay, first quarter financial report. We have financials from the first quarter. Ms. Page.
Yes, you were sent in your packet a copy of the balance sheet as of March 31st and a copy of the revenue and expenditure report as of March 31st. For the first 3 months of the year, we've collected a little less than $100 in interest, in interest on any investments, and we had a total of $33,655.68 in expenditures. And everything at this point in time is all within budget.
Okay, any question? I did have some questions on, I wanted to make sure I understood. On the trial balance, the two credits, the $34,784 and I can't read, $36,155, what are those credits?
If the way that this report reads and comes out of our system, any debits that happen to that account are shown, and then any credits, so basically it'd be any checks that were written, since that's showing the checking account.
Okay.
And the same thing is the accounts payable, so any ins and outs, debits and credits that occurred to the accounts payable is what you're seeing there. And that's just the way that it prints out of our system.
Okay, and it shouldn't, like the year-to-date expenses of $33,655 shouldn't foot with the payable
Well,
debit in any way, or?
not necessarily, because the expenditures are recorded when they are incurred.
Okay.
So we could have something that has not been paid yet.
Okay, so it's just scroll accounting, okay. Okay. All right, and then on the fund balance report, I just want to make sure I understand this. We started January 1st with a fund balance of $64,231, and we're projected by the end of the year to have, which is the amount of our budget, the negative $459,350, $370?
Correct.
Okay. So our expectation is that'll be funded, that deficiency will be funded by the township? Is that our expectation?
If it comes to fruition. I mean,
Okay.
that's all based on how things are budgeted at this point in time.
Okay.
So we'll just have to watch that and see if anything would need to happen by the end of the year.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Does anybody else have any questions or comments?
No.
Okay. Do we need to approve the financial report or no?
Yeah,
We're
it's
okay.
typically informational.
Okay. All right, moving on to item number 7. Any other further communications from the treasurer?
Nope, nothing
Nope.
else for me.
Okay, thank you. How about Executive Director of Communications, Mr. Waldinger?
Yes, thank you. You'll see that it was included on the agenda potentially to speak about the parking lot lease arrangement for Mason Farms. I did have further discussions with John Mason Jr. just this morning about their use of the existing sandbar pavement. If the board is acceptable to the idea, I'd like to have a short executive session following today's meeting just to discuss his counter proposal before we move forward. In other items, demolition, hopefully everybody has had a chance to go down to the site, but it is progressing at a fast pace. I am pleased to report that Empire was able to get all of the buildings at least down prior to the weekend and the influx of visitors to the area. We were able to put banners up on the fences to make passersby aware that the sites are part of an improvement to the Presque Isle Gateway District. There a small amount of material still needs to be removed from the sandbar site, which will happen after Joe Root's site is completely cleared since they moved their machinery over there. In-progress inspections have been performed and will continue throughout the process to ensure that all required materials are removed from the site and that only clean DEP-approved fill is used in accordance with the contract. Once the debris is removed and the fill has been placed in the excavation holes, the contractor will then remove the asphalt and finally bring in topsoil to prepare the sites for seeding with grass. I spoke to the contractor this afternoon, and weather depending, the project should be completed well in advance of the May 15th deadline. So he's moving along really well. His main concern is the potential for large amounts of rain later this week. May set him back a few days. Definitely does not want to remove any asphalt anywhere where, there's heavy rain expected and it could get messy. So I'm playing it by ear, but he certainly should be done. He has more than a month left on the contract. I have spoken with Tom Hardy from Altair Consulting Group, and he is reaching out to historic preservation consultants to provide an evaluation of the Grasshopper building. I'm hopeful to have that meeting sometime within the next week or two, as soon as he's able to arrange that, and so hopefully have some information to report on that soon. And just for the benefit of the rest of the board members, at today's Board of Supervisors meeting, developer Scott Allen appeared and identified himself as the purchaser of the property surrounding the Sportsman's Club on the south side of West 8th Street. He is in the process of finalizing plans for a development on that site that would include both commercial and multifamily residential aspects. He hopes to have a full announcement and signage with renderings on the upcoming development in the near future. He stated that he's very excited about the changes and improvements that are being proposed to the corridor, and the investment he's planning is a $40 million development on that site. So thought that was very encouraging.
That's excellent.
He felt he felt confident enough to make that investment. So that completes my report, but certainly if you have any questions.
Any comments or questions? It is a big improvement. I mean, I know there's a big hole where the sandbar and the Manor Monell used to be, but you can kind of envision what's next. So it's happening. So
Yep.
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
I wanted to comment as well. I think how interesting what happens in an area, when just one decision is made, such as the demolition of a property or the investment into a property, and just the domino effect of what occurs. We're seeing this in the city right now. The redevelopment authority just made arrangements, and the county backed the redevelopment that will be done downtown in the old. The name's escaping me. Building. Oh my goodness, the old hotel, Avalon Hotel.
Right.
I mean, that in itself is
Right.
exciting.
Because we can't,
Having-
there's so many, it's hard for us. to
I know,
figure out which one.
there
Yeah. I
are
thought you were
so
saying
many.
Are you saying Renaissance?
No, well, there,
there's
I was
another
going to
one.
go
That's
there.
right, that's
You've
right.
got the Renaissance Center, you've got Erie Downtown Development Corporation, EDDC, you've got, the Erie Food Hall. There is so much going on, and it takes just one match to light in order for all of these other interested parties to just influx in, and they're coming from all over.
It's really exciting,
It is. We're a part of something pretty special.
yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much for those comments. Okay, any other questions or comments for the executive director? If not, we'll move on to solicitor's report. Ms. Caparosa?
I have no report.
No report? Okay, thank you. And this is a quick meeting, down to, unless Dennis, you want to be long. All right, well, come on up.
There's a timer, Dennis. I'm kidding.
We'll give you an extra minute today.
Yeah,
Dennis.
we're teasing.
Dennis McAndrew. Just because I know it's taking a while and stuff, but how is the potential buying property with the church and straightening up? Is that proceeding, I imagine, slowly, or?
Yeah, so we did receive an appraisal report. I have not prepared the report for the board yet, just to give them the different options to look at. Certainly, there's been no decision on even if we would purchase it, but we wanted to have valuations in hand so that we could look at our options. So there has been no action.
There's talk of a land swap maybe, or
That's also a potential. We got multiple properties evaluated so that we could
who's going
discuss
to incur
that.
cost, or is it still negotiating?
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Good
to be
know.
determined.
Just, yeah, and the, since we have, the Arby's fishery thing that, you know, you were talking earlier, you know, how you've been working with them and coming up and helping them.
Not as far as the authorities, certainly as far as the township and the zoning and building
Yeah.
departments have.
They're getting a
Yes.
snowballing effect. And the, with the property, and I'm not being demolished, and I know like correct me if I was wrong, the county or the township was upset about school district taxes. Does that automatically get reduced, or do you have to spend the time to get it reappraised? I mean, you don't want to pay for more than when you're gonna have with a field.
Yeah, typically, yes, it would be reappraised without the buildings. The authority did enter into an agreement, though, a payment in lieu of taxes agreement with the school district
For
to
a set amount of
settle
time.
that for a set amount of time until it's redeveloped and then back on the tax
So
roll.
the school district and the other, they're not gonna lose their tax. Curious.
Yep.
Not a real estate person, I was wondering if, so. I'm not the only one, I imagine, the only one here to ask.
Dennis, I could, just also, the other consideration for that is, you know, the county did not seek any money from the township for that, and the reason is because they know that on the back end, they will be actually receiving more in tax revenue. So they help out with the investment, knowing that, okay, right now, we will not get anything for 2 or 3 years, 5 years, but, you know, in subsequent years, we will.
Right. And I imagine you're saving money on not having to heat and cool and water, sewer and all that.
Sure.
I mean, all that stuff's almost, I don't know, simultaneously taken care of.
The only utility remaining down there is electricity in the Bel Air. The police department has asked for that just for safety, and they're also using the building for training and things. But other than that, there are no more. I think we paid our final bills earlier this quarter for all the water that had been
So that's
shut
gonna
off
help
from
with
last year.
Why there hasn't been much in the treasury movement.
Correct.
Appreciate that.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, thank you. Okay, I understand there is a need for an executive session, but we can go ahead and accept a motion.
Adjourn this meeting and then, yes.
Okay,
go with that.
I'll accept a motion to adjourn the regular meeting, then we will go into executive session.
I'll make that motion.
So moved by Mr. Olet,
I will second that
second
motion.
by Ms. Mitchell. All those in, well, we'll
Sure.
vote. Ms. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Wardy? Mr.
Yes.
Olet?
Yep.
Ms. Mitchell?
Yes.
I vote yes. Okay, meeting is officially adjourned. Thanks for your attention and participation.
Thank you.